Hello students, welcome to Young Cubs. Today we shall see how we divide polynomials, or rather we will see division in algebraic expressions. So let's start. That's our first sum, which says divide, write the quotient and the remainder. So here we go. Let's do a little bit of rough work out here. So, if I want the remainder to be 0, what do I have to do? I have to, first let me just write this down like this. The first number goes inside, the second number goes outside. So 7m into how much gives me 21? 3. So 3 into m gives me, okay, it's not 3 into m, rather 3 into 7 gives me 21 and m follows. But do I just want an m or do I want an m square? I want an m square, so I will have to add another m. m into m makes it m square. So 7m into 3m will give me 21m square. We have to put in the division, or we have to put in the subtraction sign, which always is a part of the division method. 0. My quotient is 3m. My remainder is 0. And here you go. Next, I have the first number going inside, my next one outside. I need to have my remainder 0 as far as possible. So 10a into 4a square. So 4 into 10 makes it 40. A square into a. So as per rule of indices, if the bases are the same, so a square and a gives me a cube. So I get 40a cube. But if I get a plus 40, if I write a plus 40 out here, my remainder will come up to be 80. So I will have to make sure that I have negative signs in both my expressions. So if it's the minus 10a is mentioned in the question, but I will have to multiply 10a with minus 4a square. So minus 4a square gives me this minus and minus cancels out. So I get 40a cube. If I wouldn't have added this minus sign over here, I would have got a negative answer. So I don't want a negative answer, I want a positive answer. Now I get a positive answer because this minus sign and this minus sign gets cancelled. Okay, and now I have my regular division subtraction sign. Cancel both of them. 40 minus 40 is 0. And my quotient is minus 4a square. My remainder is equal to 0. Here it is. Let's move on to the next sum. Children, I wanted to look at the numbers out here. If you see the numbers, 48 and 9 do not go in the same table, do not go by the same table. 9, how much are 48? Nothing. It's either 9 5s are 45 or 9 6s are 54. So they don't go. Let's do another method of division out here then. In the fraction form, minus 48p raised to 4 upon minus 9p square. Let's do this. 48 and 9 both come in 3's table. So 3 3s are 9 and 3 16s are 48. But 16 and this and then this minus and minus also will cancel out. Okay, we have 16 and 3 both of them don't go in the same table. Okay, so this remains as it is. I will just jot it down, 16 upon 3. But what happens to this p raised to 4 and what happens to this p square? As per rules of indices, which one? A raised to m upon a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. Going by this law of indices or exponents, what we do is we left with p raised to 4 and p square. P raised to 4 minus 2 gives me p raised to 2 or p square. So I have my p square out here. Okay, that's my quotient. So now quotient is equal to 16 upon 3 p square, and then for that matter I can write my remainder as 0. Let's move on to the next sum. Again, both of them 40 and 30 don't go in the same table. So 40m raised to 5, 30m cube. Going by the rule of indices, m raised to 5 minus 3 gives me m square. So my answer is 4 upon 3 m square. That's my quotient. My remainder, my quotient is 4 upon 3 m square. My remainder is 0. And that's how you write your answer. So children, we just witnessed division of a monomial by a monomial. Now let's see division of a binomial by a monomial. You have to try and get 0 as the remainder as far as possible. Okay, here's the sum. Alright, children, look at the degree. It's 3, 5x cube. So that means whatever I multiply this x square, whichever number I multiply this x square by, I will have to add an x behind so that my answer comes as x cube. Okay, so and I have a 5 and I have a 1, so obviously 5 ones are 5, so 5x cube. Children, in binomial, when you're dividing a binomial, you have to make sure one by one you eliminate each one of them, each monomial. Okay, so here what is my answer out here? 5x. Alright, this is what I multiplied so that I got this as an answer. That's the factor that I multiplied it. Okay, so x square into 5x makes it 5x cube. Regular subtraction sign got eliminated with this. Bring this down, minus 3x square. So x square multiplied by what number? Children, if I multiply it with a positive 3, okay, I get 3x square. I need an x square, so I will not take an extra x out here. Okay, so if I add this 3x square, or rather if I get my 3x square out here, the division subtraction sign comes in here and my remainder makes it minus x, and we don't want this. We always have to try to get 0 as the remainder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this, or I'm going to multiply my x square with a negative 3, and you see the magic. You multiply it with a negative 3, my answer comes out to be a negative 3x square, right? Let's look at this now. So what have I multiplied my x square with? I multiplied it with a minus 3. It gives me a minus 3x square, correct? Then we have to apply the negative sign of the division rule. This minus and this minus becomes a plus. Now I have a plus 3x and a minus 3x square. Both get eliminated and here my remainder is a 0. So my quotient is 5x minus 3. My remainder is my remainder is a 0. Let's go to the next sum. The first number inside, my second number outside, on the way to eliminate the first monomial. So 2p needs to be multiplied by something which has a p square. Obviously only then will I get p cube as my answer. Now what should I multiply with 2 to get 8? Obviously 4, 2 4s are 8. Here I get it. So I have multiplied my 2p with 4p square to get 8p cube, that subtraction sign for division. I hope children you know division is nothing but repeated subtraction. Eliminate 0, bring this down. Now what do I work it out with? 2p. Obviously I need to multiply it with another p to get my p square. 2 2s are 4. So I get a 4p. Yes children, but remember the subtraction sign for division will give me a different answer and not a 0. So I will have to multiply this 2p by divisor with a minus 2p and I get a negative answer. So here I enter this part as minus 2p, right? And my answer comes up to be 4p. My extra division or subtraction sign comes along. So this becomes a positive 4p and a negative 4p. Eliminated. I got my remainder as a 0. Let me write it down precisely. Q is equal to 4p square minus 2p. My remainder is equal to 0. Alright? That's all for today, students. Thank you and God bless.